All right, we are back. And what? Where do we see sunrise? Where's your initial attempt to find, before, where I've got you on the map there? What
Yep.
what does that attempt to try and find a good spot look like?
I think that's not even an attempt to find a good spot. I think that's like the setup to doing so. Like I think that's a hill.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just gonna arbitrarily suggest, or a high point of some kind.
Yeah, definitely.
And I
Yeah.
think sunrise is just like
Well, I mean, I
surveying.
feel like you climbed up some kind of structure
Yeah.
to take a
Yeah,
look.
exactly. And so yeah, like I'm surveying like the landscape that lies between me and where I will have a shot.
Mm-hmm.
And also trying to get a look at the terrain around Paradise and figure out like where there is going to be the most concealed position.
Yeah. Right.
Though at the same
That
time, like this rifle
I'm
is
wondering if
loud,
I'm
like it
wondering
has.
how charged the situation is, if it is at all, or is it just
Yeah, I,
scoping it out?
I, I think at this point I'm just scoping it out. Like I've already kind of read the situation
Yeah.
last
Yeah.
time.
Exactly. That's what I thought.
Um, yeah, and I think the other factor in Sunrise's head, right, is that like this hunting rifle is loud,
Mm-hmm.
right? Like there's no getting around that. Once they shoot for the first time, like
Yeah.
stealth, like this isn't a position where they need to be able to like remain stealthily hidden and snipe at people. This is a defensible position where they need to be able to hide for a time. Like
Yeah.
there's a different order of priorities here.
Yeah. Right.
And so yeah, I
Cool.
think I think yeah, like they're on top of this building, like looking down and checking out for that, and also just like constantly eyeing off the highway,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
was
Yeah.
yeah, that was one of your answers last time that I'm a little
So I
concerned by.
think
I'm not gonna
I
lie.
think you're looking
Um,
down on the highway and you keep hearing this sound and you remember this sound. You remember the sound of a car going down a highway in the distance, several streets away.
yeah,
You remember that sound, but there should be a fucking car. There
yeah,
isn't. There are no lights. There's nothing moving down there.
yeah,
But
yeah, yeah. Just the
every so often you
ghostly
just hear the
sound.
right?
Yeah,
You just keep hearing it every couple of minutes.
yeah, yeah. And I think actually, like, I think this is like sometime earlier.
Mm.
Like, I think
Mm-hmm.
we've just flashed back to like before dawn.
Yeah, 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 yeah. I
Because like
agree. Yeah, yeah. It's
sunrise took
definitely
their
it's yeah.
time
It's grey,
getting
right?
into position,
Yeah,
right? Like
it's
yeah,
grey right
it's
now.
false dawn.
Yeah, and I
Like
think
the sky is lit up, but the sun's not to be
sunrise.
seen yet.
What are your feelings about the highway?
I mean,
what do you
have I
see on
ever
your face?
crossed it before?
I mean,
I'm just trying to figure out like whether I came, like where I came to here,
you
like which
obviously
direction I
do.
came from.
You definitely have crossed it at least more than once because you've dealt with the gearhead quarries.
That yeah, that's true. That's true.
But at the same time, I think every time it's a risk,
Yeah,
and
totally.
you've
I
seen some
think
weird shit.
I think they're just like resigned to it now. Like this is what the world fucking is, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, and it's like whenever they think about it, they get this like weird, like kind of almost childish nostalgia for like those very hazy like half memories that they have of before everything fell apart.
Mm-hmm.
Like their first proper memory is of being torn away from their parents as it happened. But I think
Mm,
there's like flashes and like sensory impressions from
yeah.
before that they still hold on to. And I think it's
Yeah.
just this like nostalgic longing to like, yeah, back when like crossing a highway as an adult was like not fucking like just totally suicidal like nonsense, right? Like it was, if you timed it, it was doable.
Yeah.
Back in those innocent Halicon days
Yeah. I think
when the highway wasn't an eldritch horror.
I
You
think
know,
as
like
you're
simpler times.
as you're revisiting this,
Yeah.
while you're doing that, you start to see headlights come down the highway, and then you see more headlights coming from the other direction, and all you see is the lights, and then you see them speed down the highway and just smash into each other,
Yeah.
and then it's silent.
And there's like, let me guess, right? For maximum eeriness, like there's no
There
collision
were no cars.
or
There were
like
just headlights.
fireball.
Just
Yeah, there's
headlights.
just headlights, and then they where there should be a collision, it's just like no headlights anymore.
Yep.
Yep. Like I think
Oh,
they just sigh.
awesome.
They're just like fuck it. Like you only live once. This is their
YOLO.
kid at this. Yeah, you only live once. This is their kid at risk. Like fuck it.
All right.
They
So,
survived the grove. They survived the grove. They sold their eye to the maelstrom once, and they survived that. Like fuck it. They've done this before, and they'll do it again if they have to. And so I think they just go down and cross the fucking highway.
okay, so we're going down to like the bridge over at down here, or are you going to try and like climb down the wall into the highway and then climb up the wall on the other side? Oh, it's
Yeah,
not a
well, I'm
wall;
just
it's a
trying to
slope, right? Like it's because the highway
yeah.
is cut into the
Yeah,
hill.
it's like a little bank.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to think like what I've done in the past.
I mean, if you haven't looked down here, like
yeah,
you might have taken that like the one that's south of Finis Heights, right? There's
yeah.
there's
I think I
because-
probably did.
but
I
that
think
one, right?
yeah.
The difference is that one, the path goes under the highway, not over.
Yeah. Fuck yeah. I think that's actually probably it, right? Like I'm used to getting to go under, which feels somehow safer.
Yeah, right. Like,
But
you've-
no,
you've-
I
yeah.
I think they're aggressively opposed to the idea of like touching the highway. I think Sunrise has heard enough to know that that's not a good idea. No, so they're gonna go over the bridge,
Cool, awesome. Roll
like slow and wary, and like keeping their eyes peeled at all times, and like watchfully so.
roll act under fire where the fire is a highway.
Cool. And I take +2 forward to that because I am acting on your answer to be on the lookout for the highway. So that is at +2 on top of my normal bonus.
Awesome.
So that's a 14, Ash.
Yeah. Yep. In which case
I'm pretty cool.
Yeah, right. What is it that you have like? So okay, you're walking over the bridge, right?
Yep.
And you know that, and like you feel this like, you feel someone like looking at you from down below on the road, and you just like glance for a moment, and you see that the like rising up out of the road is just a face filling up the entire space, and it's like its eyes are lit like headlights, its mouth is wide and empty, and it seems like someone like screaming into the wind, but just like rising up out of the bitumen, and like, you know, like 10 meters wide or whatever, like as wide as the road. And you know what to do. What is it that you have to do, like, when this particular thing happens? You've only glanced at it for the smallest second.
Yeah. What does it want? I think this particular thing, like wants it wants. I'm about to like quote Mad Max Fury Road because I can't help myself, right?
Yeah.
Like it wants to be witnessed,
Yeah,
right?
right.
Like it's that scream is a scream to be seen. Like it's that is it J. Munot Diaz? There's one of the Latin spec-fic writers who has this great essay on like vampirism and marginalization, and like how denying something a reflection and the chance to be
Yeah,
seen
right,
turns it
yeah.
into a monster. Like it needs to be recognized
Yeah.
as like real, and so Sunrise like stops and looks at it and like acknowledges its presence and like sees it.
And like specifically
And, like,
doesn't
gives it
fear
that.
it, right? Like
and gives it that moment of connection for as long as it needs until it is satisfied.
yeah, and like I think yeah, you like do that, and like and then like this like rising up just breaks into like pieces of bitumen that just like fall like gravel back onto the road,
Yeah.
and like roll away. Um, and like I think that at that point you're like, and at that point you're like, cool, I did that, and then you're like, fuck, there's something else near here, and I just need to go, and you just like mack it across the rest of the bridge.
Yeah,
Because
totally,
something
totally, right?
else is coming, and
Yeah, there's like a quick salute to that thing, and then
Yeah.
piss bolt the rest of the
right,
way.
exactly, right.
Yeah.
You like you get that sense of like, oh shit, that's not the only thing here, and you like run.
Yeah. The bad
Cool.
thing is also here.
Yeah.
That asshole.
Cool. All right. Do you want to move your token like where you feel like you might be?
Yep. I do not have movement rights.
Oh, you don't have. You don't have.
Oh, hang on a minute. It might just be that I've no. Sorry, it was I still had the ruler
Right. Yeah.
selected. Yeah, so I reckon. Yeah, I reckon like they come across to like
I mean,
the
this is where
road
the,
that
this is the
runs
crossing,
around.
right? Like, yeah, is down.
Oh
there.
yeah. Sorry. Yeah, good point.
So, like-
So I think they basically follow this road up to that T intersection.
Yeah.
And then they stop and like try and match up what they're seeing now from the ground with what they saw from a different angle from the tower and work out where that perfect spot that they had identified as like a fortifiable hill was.
On this corner, there is something that was like, I think it was like once a school or something, but it has like a little
Yep.
tower on like rising up out of a building, that has a little bell at the top.
I do like towers. That might be a little too far away still. That's like 300 meters, which is an awful way.
I mean, yeah, like, do you want to, like, the road is the limit of the, like, across that road is, a big fence and occasionally towers with people with, like, spotlights and guns, right? That road is the edge of paradise.
Ooh, ooh, how daring do I want to be? Because, like, you know what would be a really perfect watching vantage point? One of those towers.
Oh, yeah, totally.
Like, oh, boy.
Yeah. Like, I think they're all scissor lifts. Like, they're just permanently
yeah,
extended
totally.
scissor lifts.
Totally, I love it. That's great. I just need to have a quick look at my equipment and see if I have anything quiet enough to make that work. I do. Oh, interesting. Yeah, okay, so I think what Sunrise does is they settle themselves like you know, in a hidden position on the far side of the wall, at like near one of the towers, and like for like 2 hours or something, they just watch.
Yep.
And
So, yeah.
they watch and they learn the system.
Yeah.
Right? Like, these aren't people, these are cogs in a machine. And a machine is very easy to beat as long as you know what the rules are.
Yeah, cool.
And so they just sit there for like an hour, 2 hours, like 3 hours even, just learning the rules.
Cool.
Until they've identified like where is the blind spot in the system that is the way into that tower, from which bloodshed and mayhem can then
Cool.
ensue.
I'm not going to let you read a sitch because you've already read this sitch.
Yeah, I've already read the sitch,
What-
which is how I know to go after the system. Like,
I want to know. So, like, I think it's
Yeah.
the thing of like once every hour, like the next tower in the like loop gets replaced.
yeah,
Yeah. And yeah, they have and like whenever they do so, they have to like lower, like they take the torch, the high beam like light down with them, and then they bring
Yeah.
out another one and like bring that up, because
Yeah.
they're either battery powered or like, no, they're gonna be battery powered.
yeah,
But
yeah.
but I think they're hooked up to like massive car batteries or something, because they're like industrial strength like spotlights hooked up to car batteries. Definitely like
Yeah.
on like weird rigging things so that they're like backpacks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How many people like per tower? Like two?
Two
'Cause
two
you
people
wouldn't be
per
able to-
tower. Yep. Mhm.
Yeah, you wouldn't be able to fit that many.
No, exactly. Right. Yeah.
And then
It's
like
one with a gun and
how-
one with one spotter, one gunner.
yeah, nice.
They're all wearing that same
And
uniform of the white polo shirt, the khakis, and the Doc Martens.
yeah, and I'm just trying to get a picture of this. Like, how tall is the fence?
It's a chain link fence.
So like 6 meters.
Yeah.
I'm just
What?
trying
No,
to.
not 6 meters. What? No,
That's
like
2 meters.
like 2 meters. Yeah, ish.
Yeah. Okay. So not that high.
No.
Okay. Yeah. So I think they like it's still okay, so it's still dawn. Like the shadows, there's a lot of shadow around
Mm-hmm.
because we're still in that very early morning.
Mm-hmm.
And also they have these really strong lights that similarly, like the brighter the light, the deeper the shadow it casts.
Mm-hmm.
And so they basically move like from shadow to shadow until they're like within like fairly fucking close.
Mm-hmm.
Um
I'm gonna need you to roll acting under 5 for that.
yeah, I figured that was the case. I am acting upon knowledge that the system is the threat. Do
Yep.
I get my +2?
Yeah,
Yep,
you do.
cool.
Yep.
Awesome. So that's a 9.
Cool. Yeah. So here's the thing. Do you want to get, do you want to get? You can either get through the fence loudly,
Yeah.
or quietly not through the fence.
On the far side of the fence.
Yeah.
Um,
So you can get right up to the fence, right?
yeah.
Quietly.
Yeah, but
or-
through it is going to involve through it at this point is going to involve a bunch of noise.
Yeah.
Yeah. How far apart are these watchtowers?
Probably about 100.
Like
meters
from each other?
Yeah, 100 meters between each.
I'm just trying to figure out how loud a gunshot is, because like
Yeah.
I have no actual real life experience with this, and like I know that silenced guns aren't actually silent. That's just Hollywood bullshit.
If it's silenced, then then they're not going to hear you at the next tower.
Yeah, cool. All right. Yeah.
They're
So
not
in that
gonna hear
case,
the
fuck it.
gunshot.
I'm not.
They're not going to hear the gunshot.
Yeah. Yeah. Totally. Yeah. So I'm not going to. Yeah, I'm not going to go through. I just like I'm happy on just up against the edge of it, and I like wait until the ritual like is done, and then like
So
as
the new ones are once the new ones are at the top.
No, so like as they're going up,
Right. So once
and
they're
the
coming,
other
so once
people
there's
are
no
leaving.
one on the tower. So okay, tell me.
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
okay,
So
they're at the top of the tower.
talk me through like exactly what's happening, and I'll
they're
tell
at-
you the
they're
point at
at
which
the
I
top of the tower.
shoot people.
Yep. The
tower comes
gunner
down.
goes down.
Yep.
Then they are
Yep.
followed by the lighter, by the spotter, and
Yep.
then and then the new spotter ascends and is followed by the gunner,
The old gunner or the new gunner?
the new gunner. So so gunner
Yep,
goes
and
down,
I'll-
spotter goes down, spotter goes up, gunner goes up.
Yep. And at what point do the old gunner and spotter leave?
They wait until the others are at the top and then they walk away.
You know what? Fuck it. I wait until they're both. I wait until they're both at place at the top,
Mm-hmm.
and then
And wait until the
And
others
then
are
I-
left, or
yeah, and wait until the others have left, and then I seize their lives by force.
cool.
Or I sucker them. Like if I'm concealed, I'd
Yeah,
like
that
to
sounds
think
a lot
that the
like
first
suckering.
shot,
I
the
reckon
first shot is
one can be a
suckering
sucker.
someone.
Let's have a
Yeah,
look.
I sucker the guy. I sucker the guy with a gun, and then I seize the life of the spotter by force. And my handgun is semi-automatic as well as silenced, so it's like that all happens within a very
they're
like
unsuspecting. So
yeah, it happens within a very brief window.
ask the MC
like,
if
I'm
you
not-
could miss. Could you miss? You
Probably.
couldn't miss if you were shooting at the spotter.
Nah, I'm shooting at the gunner.
Okay,
The more
roll for
dangerous.
it then. That's seize by force.
Cool, and I get to roll seize by force with cool because I'm cool.
Hot diggity. Yeah.
Yep.
yeah, so he just like falls forwards and like hits and like we hear like the thud as he hits the ground behind the chain link fence where we can't see, and I think that and like the spotter is like just looking around and then like turns and sees that this guy's gone and like just
Yeah,
hits...
and then that moment, right? Because like the other thing you told me is that it's the human element here that is vulnerable to me, right? And that's not part of the system. Turning around and finding your friend's shot is not that's not part of the plan.
Yeah.
And so like that moment of like human what the fuck, right between the eyes.
Go for it. Roll for it.
Yep. So that's plus hard.
Yes, that's plus hard.
Do I get my +2
No.
for acting on your answers? All right, that's fair.
I feel like yeah, no, because the human element that I told you about was specifically the human element
The
of
man.
of the man.
Yeah. Cool. All right, so it's a partial success.
Cool. All right. I mean, but he can't do
right.
anything about it. Oh, I know what this is.
Seized by force.
Yeah, on a 79.
So given that I want to do this quietly, can we agree that like you take definite and undeniable control of it? It happens
quiet?
before. Yeah.
Before he hits the big red button on his backpack.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly. I'm gonna suffer little harm, and I'm gonna take definite and undeniable control.
Yeah. Cool. All right.
Because my harm as established is 4.
So what happens is you shoot the backpack, right? You break it.
Yeah, nice.
Right? You don't kill him. You shoot the backpack. He can't activate the alarm.
Yep. Cool.
Yeah. You hear a dude at the top of a tower swearing profusely to himself as he tries to climb down a ladder.
Like, cool. I let him get a couple of steps down, and then I shoot him.
Cool. I mean,
like in the spine.
Yeah, he's helpless at this point. He goes down.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, they're both dead now.
Yep.
Yeah, and so at this point, I then very like carefully and slowly and with like the care I couldn't kind of really take before, I'm gonna like quietly get over the fence.
Yeah, I mean,
get up on that tower and get set up.
Do you have anything to like cut wire with? Because that would be the ideal way to do it.
I do not. No.
All right. In which case it's going to take you a little while.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
Like I think I set out like some hours before we told Give to get going because like I knew. I fucking knew. Like this was always going to happen, right? It was going to take longer.
Yep.
Friction was going to happen. All this shit. Like.
Cool. You've got several hours before anyone is going to come and replace these people, unless something like lets them know that there's a problem.
Yeah.
Cool. All right.
Yeah. So and then I'm just like.
You're at the top of one of the
standing.
towers.
Yeah, I'm standing watch myself. And like I've put like my handgun is away, and I've got the rifle, and I am. I'm watching for Give to show up, and for people to fuck with them. And once that happens, those people are going to start eating bullets.
Cool.
And I have one more thing that I do, but I might like to conceal it so that it can be a cool flashback later on if you're okay with that.
Sure, I'm down with that.
It involves the light. I do a thing.
Sure. I'm down with you flashing back to that later.
Cool.
Jimmy, you're vomiting.
I'm in.
Mito, you're vomiting.
Yeah, classic Mito.
Yeah, it's bringing me back. Oh, it was bad chicken. It was bad.
Was it even chicken?
It was chicken, my dude. It was chicken, like
chicken in a tin.
Yeah, you made a mistake.
I deserve this. I deserve every bit of how I'm feeling.
Do you have a plan? Like, what do we see of you when we like cut back to you? I think we pan across from the top of Sunrise's tower and like look back towards the radio tower.
I love the idea of it being like a super close. It hits the tower and then it goes into the studio, and then there's a close up on the bathroom door. You just hear the flash, and I woke up like, oh,
yeah,
oh,
yeah,
yeah.
Oh, that was a mistake. Um, yeah, I'm. Mm, mm, uh, I. I'd really like some tea, just something to settle my stomach.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna move towards the little kitchenette to see if I can make a cup of tea.
I mean, you can. You just can't do so without Parcher, like intercepting you, and being like, being like, Mito, where are the extra food stores? I thought there were extra food stores.
Oh, they're gone.
And she's like, what do you mean? She's like, gone? Where have they? I'm sure you've got enough.
We've been feeding refugees for like 5 days. Our food supplies are quite low. To the point where I'm eating things that are making me sick to make sure that there's enough food for other people.
She's like, oh, you poor dear. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't realize. She's like, what are we going to do?
Good question. Very good question. Right now, have we clued Pacha in?
That's up to you.
What do you reckon? Have we clued
I
Pacha
don't
in?
think she'd be super chill with the part of the plan where the child is involved.
Yeah.
Just like
I don't think so.
wild guess in the dark there. She probably
Yeah.
would not be chill with that.
Okay.
So I'm feeling no.
Okay. We don't need to worry right now because we're about to get a lot of our problems solved by this afternoon when given Sunrise come back. We'll get some food, we'll get the station back to the way that we expect it to be, and we'll get some food for everybody.
And she's like, where are we going to get it from? We're going to go and talk to those nice boys with the cars out west, out east.
That's one option. That is certainly an option. They'd be more than willing to trade for gasoline, I think. Our options are open. The important thing right now was the problem isn't that we can't get food. The problem right now is that we can't pay for food.
And she's like,
so we're going to try and solve that problem, and then everyone will eat forever.
And she's like, all right, I understand. Back when my doggo was in charge, those boys were more than happy to do favors and lend things out. But I hear that this new boy that's running them, he's a bit more of a scallywag.
Yeah, I believe he's called Balls, and I don't trust Balls.
She's like, what kind of name is Balls? Who calls a child Balls?
I don't know. Someone who clearly doesn't love their child as much.
Lady, you've got no room to talk.
I was going to say someone who clearly doesn't love their child as much as you do.
That's right. This is actually just like Jimmy's having his own side adventure at like the post-apocalyptic roast.
Although that's actually where are we at in terms of operation of the station?
You can send out individual messages. They take a lot of I think we said to send a message currently costs you a barter. This is running on bare pieces.
Yeah.
Well, one message. Use it well.
Okay. Well, we'll hold on to that then. Look, Pacha, how well do you know Sunrise?
And she's like, Sunrise has always been so good to us. She's like, they're such a such a caring soul and very resourceful. You can always ask. You can always ask Sunrise for anything, and they can usually find it.
But how well do you know them? Like, have you? Do you know much about their? Sorry.
Spell the T. Do it.
How much do you? Can I trust them?
She's like, well, she's like, well, as far as I know, they've always been very reliable.
Cool. I'm going to process that as I'm sipping some tea, and I'm gonna nervously start sorting the records. After about a minute of this, I'm going to express to Patra how useless I feel right now.
She's like, yeah, I think she like, yeah, she's like very sympathetic, and she like comes up and like rubs you on the back. She's like, and she's like, oh, that is always very, very tough when you feel hopeless and like you can't help. And she's like, but don't worry, you're here for an important reason. And she's like, if you weren't here, we wouldn't have anyone to look after us. She's like, I could look after some of these useless old folk, but not all of us. She's like, I'm glad we have we have someone young and strong around like you, just in case anything bad happens. I think at that point we hear like the sound of like tires screeching just outside the radio tower.
Yeah, that was.
It never rains, but it pours.
All right. I'm going to bolt the studio door for the moment. And just Patra, can you get everyone together and keep them safe in the studio?
She's like, yes, of course. I'll get them all in. It might take us a minute to get. Winkle, but like.
Where's Winkle?
She's like, well, he's slow. And I think we cut to like people like trying to rush this like old guy with like a. Yeah,
the frame,
like
the frame.
Yeah, like a walking frame made out of multiple walking sticks duct taped together.
I just in my mind, at least some of the horizontal bars are walking sticks as well.
Yeah, and like bits of umbrella, right?
Yeah. Cool.
Apocalyptic innovation.
Yeah. Okay, so the studio door is bolted.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, someone comes up and like bangs on it, right? Like with something. They're like bang, 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 and you hear someone, hear someone yelling, like, Armstrong, hey, Bright-Eyes, we know you're in there. Come on out, we want to have a chat.
It wouldn't happen to be those. It's the gas boys, isn't it? That's
you recognize.
That's who that sounds like.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. While keeping the door locked, I'm like, balls, buddy.
Oh no, that's not balls. This isn't balls. This is someone. This is.
Oh, someone else.
Yeah, someone. I think this is Fleece, who.
It's Balls Jr.
Yeah. Well, no, Fleece is part of like Fleece, Bright, and Mimi are all like a unit. So this is Fleece.
Right, Fleece. How can I help? What do you want from me?
Yeah, and like Fleece is like, yo, we heard you had some nice machines in there. We got some electrical breakdowns. We want some breakers and shit. It's like you still owe us for. It's like you still owe us for your last shipment of tins.
Look, yeah, I do owe you guys. I owe you guys something really special, and that's coming. That is absolutely coming. And right now, right now, I don't have any electronics to spare. But tonight, I will have a whole bunch of cool petrol for you that you might be able to use. You like petrol, right? That's
Yeah, and
what
this is
you-
like, of course we like fucking petrol, but we need breakers. Or you come and fix the fucking icer.
Have you got it with you?
It's like, yeah, and Fleece is like, got it with me. What do you think I am, Hulk? Incredible Hulky?
Okay.
I'll just
How
pick
far
up a fucking icer. It's fine. It's like he's referring to like a cool room.
Right.
They
Okay.
use, I
Okay,
think you
cool.
know that they use it to keep things at a specific temperature.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Look, I could
this is the
probably.
thing in the fort that I spotted.
I could.
Oh no, that's
Probably.
that. I mean, that's yeah. These are the and for your reference, that was in Partridge's Fort.
Oh, okay. Oh, all right.
These
Sorry,
are
I
the
don't walk
the sons of
anywhere.
combustion.
Yeah. Okay.
Why would this? You know what? Okay, that's fine. All right. That's I can certainly come and have a look.
Partridge, Partridge looks out at you from the studio and is like, what?
Did you? I really don't want to go with them, but I really don't know if there's anything else I can do. Okay.
Look, there's still someone's still got that sword, Jimmy. It's fine. You've got options.
I'll tell you. That's right,
You
someone
fight
does
him with a
have that
sword. It's fine. It's fine.
Look, you can't. I can't guarantee that you're going to bring me back safely if I come with you. Do you have any sort of guarantee that I'm going to be able to walk back here?
Yeah, and they're like, man, you people always want to come back. Yeah, you've seen our digs. They're nice digs.
Yeah, but they're not my digs.
Like,
They're
they could
not
be your
for me.
digs.
They're
They
your
could be your
digs.
digs. They're like, you've seen the big fire, the big one.
The one we've
It's
all
a-
been waiting for.
It is a very big and very nice fire. Why don't you tell me? Okay, you're trying to keep something cool, right?
They're like, yeah,
Maybe-
but not too cool, not too cool.
Maybe we could keep
they're
it
like-
here for you.
Pardon?
Maybe we could keep it. We don't have a big cool room, but we do have some areas that are colder than normal. Maybe we could store it here.
They got thermos. Keep it at the right temperature. That brew will go bad if you get it too hot, too cold.
It's not going to be as sophisticated as your setup. Not going to lie, but we'll make something work.
Yeah, right. This sounds like a seduce or manipulate.
It's seduce to manipulate, absolutely. Stand by.
Oh, excellent.
Thank you.
That was
Random
the
numbers
sound.
gone.
That was the sound of a brand new record by Mito Bright Eyes Armstrong called Desperation. Next up.
Desperado.
Cool. Awesome. They're like, yeah, like Fleece is like, is like calls out to someone, and they're like, "Hey, Bright, Mito says we should bring the stuff here. It says that they've got thermos." And like, yeah, and like this is like, some policeman might be like, "Yeah, all right, well, let's. I mean, we can't keep it going like it is now. It's too close to the big. Is too close to the big fire." And like, yeah, he's and so they're like, "All right, you come help us get it."
Oh, so close, so close.
He's like, "You know more about this stuff than us. I don't know how to move it."
Send that old guy who fucked up your radio tower.
Oh,
He's expendable.
I mean, yeah, you could send someone else. That's the thing you could do.
Yeah. Who have we got in the tower? We've got the old guy who builds stuff. We've got Parcher. We've got what was Wobbly's name? What was the guy with the
Winkle?
frame's name?
Winkle.
Yeah.
You've got
Wobbly
about and like some others, right? Like we haven't filled all those slots yet, right? Like you got probably another like 4 or 5 miscellaneous old people.
Okay.
So feel free to invent one.
I have a feeling we're dealing with explosives.
What? No.
So I would
That's
like
crazy.
to. Who had this? We gave the sword to a military guy, did we not?
I don't think you have any military guys.
No, Harridan is the guy with the sword.
Harry.
He's not a military guy, though.
No, he's just a guy
some
with a
old
sword.
dude.
He's an old dude with the sword.
Yeah, he was in the SCA back in the day, you know? Like, he kind of knows how to use it.
I
Keep
would
saying
like
these
to
acronyms.
have...
He's like, I was in the SCA, I was in the SAS.
That's right.
I just
I was
love
in the
the
ARF,
idea.
I was in the RWAF.
Yeah.
You know what? Let's split the difference. I would like to bring someone with us as we go.
Sure. Who would you like to bring?
This is the safest way to do this, I feel. So I would like to bring. No, I'll leave Patra in control, and I do kind of want someone who has genuine military experience.
I mean, Harridan says he has genuine military experience.
Oh my god, Ash. It's the AAF, which can either stand for the Australian Air Force or the Ancient Arts Fellowship, depending upon which part of the country you're
That's
in.
what it is. He's
Yes.
Yep. He's coming with me.
Yep.
He's got training from the AAF.
Yeah. He
You're
makes sure.
fine, Mito.
Yeah.
What could go wrong?
There's a moment where he's like, "We're going out. Well, oh no, I need my hat." Right? Like, and he goes and like digs through the couch or something and like pulls out a ridiculous a flat cap.
A beret.
A beret. Yes. He goes and pulls out a beret and like puts it on. He's like, he's like, all right, let's go. And like, yeah. We see like you two like march out into the crunching snow, and you can see he's straightened up, right? Like he's
he's like full military marching.
Yeah, right. Or what
He's been given responsibility.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Right. I also would like to take the sword off him.
Oh no, that's not happening.
Okay. All right. Fair enough. That's fair.
Yeah, look, you gotta have more friendship privileges than you do if you want to get your hands on that sword.
Yep. Cool.
Yeah, and like Bright's like, who the fuck is this guy? And yeah, and Lisa's like, I don't know. He just said that he knew how to that he knew how to do the stuff. And Bright's like, okay, well, as long as they know how to do the stuff, right? Like, and it's just that they're just like, you know, these guys are technical, so it's fine.
Blow up the whole apocalypse. The apocalypse is going to blow up again. It's going to be great.
The second apocalypse, even better than the first.
Apocalypse 2, Electric Boogaloo.
That's right.
Apocalypse harder.
Yeah, Apocalypse Horror. So yeah, I think we
Yeah,
close.
so
Yeah,
we
sorry,
get
go.
into the car.
Oh.
Cool. Yeah, and I think we close on like Harridan like slowly like leading himself into the car because he's not as spry as he used to be, and like it takes him a minute to sit in a car, especially one that's been lowered. So, yeah, and like we like hear the thing. We hear the door shut, and then we hear the sound of a V12, which is definitely not in that car. But like that's what the Foley is because it's a more impressive car sound. And then the chained up wheels of the of I think these guys didn't drive a Sandman, they drove a something else.
No, we were in the Sandman.
Oh, these guys were Nissan, weren't they? They were.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
the Sandman was Partridge's car.
Yeah. Partridge has the Sandman. These guys have a Skyline. So they've got a lowered Skyline with chains on the wheels for the snow, and they spin those on your driveway, and then like make off down that main road.
Oh, my beautiful station. My beautiful station.
And I think and we feel like as they do so, like it's definitely a thing of like it's quiet and everyone's like easing into the thing, and then like there's the sound of like the V12 starts up, and then like all of the like magpies that were warbling just go quiet, and then the wheels spin and they take off, and like all of the magpies just fuck off.
Yeah, it's because the magpies are fucking intimidated. Okay,
Yeah, right?
It's a great car.
Yeah, exactly. They wish they had
Even
a car.
the magpies know not to fuck with them.
Yeah, exactly.
They don't get swooped. They don't get more. That's for people who don't have combustibles.
All right, let's take a break there. And we'll
that's
come back in 5
amazing.
minutes. All right. See you in a minute, chat.